I knew I had to get her backstory, I had to have done all the research, I had to know how to handle a crack pipe, which actually I got lessons off YouTube for and Google, so, which is kind of crazy.
Action!
Live on the set.
So our film's about coming of age. There's all these things about identity and sexuality involved in the film. And there's one scene in the second story when the characters are adolescents. It's like their first sexual experience. And it's the first time I've filmed a sex scene. It's the first time these actors have performed a sex scene. And it's not gratuitous, it's very delicate, you know, in keeping with most of the film. But it kept me up at night. I really wanted to get the feelings of that first sort of like sexual expression. I wanted to get it right. And definitely kept me up. At night, at day, it was always on the forefront of my brain. But then when we got to shoot it, it rolled off like butter.
One of the things this movie traffics in or sort of explores is masculinity and what that is specifically in the African American community. And I felt like, you know, my character is one who at a young age acted out this idea of what he thought masculinity was. But when we meet him, when I'm playing him, he's come to a slightly different place, a more vulnerable place. So it was important to me to enter into all of those scenes with as much heart and listening as closely as I could and just sort of capture that part of him.
When I read the Moonlight script, I was moved. Usually whenever I take on any project, I have to be moved. And I cried 2 times because I really empathized with the character, the lead character in particular, Chiron. He reminded me of a little cousin, my nephew. He reminded me of my future son. And when I read the role to read as Teresa, I saw myself in her.
What helped me to get into the character super quickly was all of the research that I'd done beforehand, because I knew that I was only going to have this very limited time of 3 days on set. Now, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I've certainly never done any alcohol, and I'm playing a crack addict, so.
There's things that helped create the character and a sense of where we were, the environment, the wardrobe choices, the colors, like all that is real. It's specific and very conscious. I had some fronts, so I have a grill, so gold and kind of like diamond studded. So I had to get that made before.
The grill, we had the big grill in it. That was something that really helped me kind of drop in. And there was something that I also added that I guess Barry might not even know. I had my barber kind of, I guess, cut a scar on the back of my head that kind of reminded me of something that happened, you know, in a past life that kind of helped me drop into the character as well. For me, this was the first time that I felt like I fell in love with the art of acting, because it's such a truthful experience. It's such a truthful story. This is so many people's story. It touches so many people on so many different levels.